숫자가 좀 늘어지긴 했는데요. 지금 양국 학생들이 횟수로 따지면 개월수로 따지면 벌써 한 6개월 전부터 함께 준비해온 과정과 결과를 이 자리에서 이제 공유를 하게 됩니다. 네, 그래서 순서는 방금 정했고요. 발표 순서는 그리고 세 팀, 1, 2, 3 그리고 4, 5, 6 이렇게 세 팀이 조금 끊어서 중간에 쉬는 시간을 가져야 되니까 숫자적으로 발표를 진행할 거고요. 네, 본격적인 컨테스트에 앞서서 일종의 오프닝 스피치죠. 네, 우리 한국 카자흐스탄 팀을 책임지고 지금까지 이제 이끌어주고 계신 남찬진 교수님의 오프닝 인사말을 듣도록 하겠습니다.
Hello, I was also requested that I have to speak in English, so it's a little bit stressful. Anyway, nice to see you all again. Today is, as you know, contest day, day for the presentation and evaluation. So you guys seems a little bit nervous. I understand that, but I also believe that you can explain very firmly, very confidently what you thought and what you achieved for last couple of months. So, and the evaluation will be done by a committee consist of 4 professors, 2 from Kazakhstan and another 2 from Korea. So the details of the evaluation also will be explained by a member of that committee, such as evaluation criteria or time schedule, something like that. Yeah. As a professor in charge, I'm not member of that committee, but I'm going to participate in the kind of final discussion for the selection of the excellent teams, 2 teams. And as you may know, the members of that excellent 2 teams will be invited to Korea for upcoming event. But I also wanted to emphasize that the core value of the GGC program is mainly on the friendship and cooperation. So please don't forget that. Good luck. Okay, thank you.
컨테스트의 시작을 알리는 인사말 잘 들었고요. 저희가 명색이 대회다 보니까 이제 엄격한 심사 기준과 평가가 기다리고 있습니다. 그래서 오늘 4분의 심사위원께서 여러분들의 프레젠테이션을 심사를 해주실 텐데요. 오늘 여러분들 이 전달을 받으셨긴 했지만 심사 기준 그리고 이제 평가의 방향에 대해서 유정선 교수님께서 말씀해 주시도록 하겠습니다.
여기서
나오셔도 됩니다.
여기서 한국어로 하면 안 되나? Hello. As Professor Nam said, you must be very nervous. Right? Yeah. Please don't, because you're not the only one who are nervous now today. I am too, as much as you. First, let me introduce our evaluation committee members. Professor 장호종 선생님, and Director and Professor Lina Kim 선생님, 김유민 선생님, and Professor Kim Ki-hong 선생님, from Inha University, and I am Professor Yu Jong-san from Ulsan University. As for the evaluation criteria, I think you are already aware of the details and those criteria or elements must be in your presentation already, right? Which means there is not much you can do about it, because it should be there already. Okay. What you can do today is to make your presentation in a most effective and efficient way. All right. To put it very simple, make it interesting, exciting, and challenging, so that the audience do not fall asleep during the presentation. Okay? All right. Okay. I think you better remember 3 words, which is S, L, and C. Make it slow. Do not rush. Okay? Make it slow. Make it loud. Okay? And make it clear and distinctive. Don't worry too much about your English skills, because as we all know, English is not our mother language. Right? Okay. So that's about it, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
심사 기준 방향 말씀 잘 들었고요. 자, 이제 본격적으로 여러분들이 그동안 오랫동안 준비하신 프레젠테이션, 프로젝트 프레젠테이션을 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 아까 정말 공정한 방법이죠. 시대 가오에 따라서 정한 순서가 있습니다. 자, 그래서 그 순서가 지금 네, 1번 첫 번째 순서는 하수민 그리고 슈샤 조 네, 앞으로 모셔서 하겠습니다. 발표는 18분에서 20분 사이로 진행을 해주시고 짧은 질의응답 후에 다음 팀 순서로 넘어가도록 하겠습니다.
My name is Suminha and I'm a student of Ila University and my major is political science and international relations.
And my name is Kseniya. I majored in translation studies in Kazakh Ablayхан University of International Relations and World Languages. Our team name is Symbions, and today we are going to talk about our project titled Protective Effect of Microorganisms on Agriculture under Abiotic Stress Conditions.
Resistance to major biotic and abiotic stresses is one of the key requirements for modern crop varieties and cultivation technologies. For many agricultural crops, the issue of long-term and complex resistance to abiotic stress factors remain unresolved. As a result, chemical plant protection agents are often used to achieve satisfactory yields. This situation highlights the need to develop environmentally friendly methods and practices that, in line with the principles of adaptive landscape agriculture, can reduce losses and stabilize crop productivity. Such methods include both the direct application of bio-preparations composed of microorganisms and their metabolites, and the enhancement of plants' overall non-specific resistance to adverse biotic and abiotic factors through the induction of natural defense mechanisms.
So, abiotic stress factors, we have many types of them, and today we are going to talk about the salinity, drought, and heavy metal contamination. Those stress factors significantly limit plant growth and crop productivity worldwide. The issue of enhancing seed material to improve its growing qualities remains relevant worldwide as well, and therefore various treatment methods are used. We, in this project, during making this project, use the priming or seed soaking treatment. So this study focuses on the impact of endophilic bacteria on the plant under stress conditions. And our main objective of this study was to evaluate how this bacteria influence on the plant growth during the stress conditions. So, to achieve this, we set two tasks, as you can see. First one was to conduct a screening of endophilic bacteria resistant to abiotic stress factors. And second one is to determine the impact of seed pre-treatment with endophytes on the morphometric and physiological characteristics of plants. And the object of the study was 53 strains of endophilic bacteria isolated from medicinal herbs collected in the mountainous area of Zeliski Altai in Almaty region. Now we are going to talk about the relevance of this project. As you may know, in Kazakhstan, soil pollution is severe near industrial cities like Uсть-Каменогорск, Lider, Ижевск-Кazgan, Shymkent, Karaganda, and others, where levels of lead, copper, zinc, and cadmium exceed permissible limits. Those metals are toxic to soil and to soil microorganisms. They damage plants, their cells, their DNA. And over 22 billion tons of industrial waste, including toxic metallurgical residues, have been accumulated severely, affecting soil and ecosystem health. As well as salinization, it's another major problem in Kazakhstan, especially in the southern and central parts, caused by low precipitation, high evaporation, and improper irrigation. Salinity disrupts plant-water relations, inhibits microbial activity, and leads to soil degradation. In arid regions, evaporation exceeds rainfall, increasing salt accumulation. So on the map here you can see with lines there are places that contain many heavy metals, and with the pink and yellow you can see the places where there are many salts in the soil that makes the soil too salinized for its plants to grow. Overall, both heavy metal contamination and salinization significantly impair plant growth and soil health in Kazakhstan's arid and industrial regions.
Now I'd like to introduce Korea's case of soil contamination, focusing on industrial regions like Yeosu, Ulsan, and Shiwabaner. These areas host major industrial complexes such as oil, refineries, and smelters that have operated for decades. Due to long-term emissions and poor waste management, heavy metals like cadmium, lead, zinc, and arsenic have accumulated in the soil. For example, soil near the Yeosu and Gwangyang smelters contains cadmium and lead levels exceeding legal limits. In Ulsan and Shiwabaner, industrial runoff has severely polluted nearby farmland and ecosystems. This contamination is especially concerning because many affected areas are close to residential zones or agricultural fields, raising risk for both human health and food safety. Recently, attention has shifted toward biological solutions using microbes like endophytes to detoxify metals, support plant growth, and restore soil health. Just like the case in East Kazakhstan, Korea's industrial legacy demands both chemical and biological approaches for sustainable soil remediation.
The next part of our project is the experiments themselves. And firstly, we needed to do the screening of endophytes to find out which strains out of 53 ones are the best to provide the growth for the plants under abiotic stresses. So, under laboratory conditions, drought and salinity stresses were simulated by adding sucrose and sodium chloride, or the salt, solutions to the standard nutrient agar medium. The sucrose concentrations used were 5, 8, 15, and 20%, while the sodium chloride concentrations were 5, 10, 15, and 25%. To identify the metal-resistant microorganisms, soil microbes were inoculated using the agar block method on subraw dextrose agar, with verifying metal concentrations. For this purpose, the cadmium was used, and it was used in the two concentrations, as you can see, in 1 and 0.1 millimolar. Cultivation was carried out over 7 days at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Next slide represents the results of the screening, and as you can see on the left, there are impact of sodium chloride and the sucrose. The strain Pseudomonas fusida demonstrated visible growth on the medium containing 25% of salt and 20% of sucrose. On the right side, the impact of heavy metals is shown. The table summarizes the tolerance index values of different strains that was exposed to heavy metals. Among all of them, the Pseudomonas fulva 3A, as you can see, showed the highest tolerance, while other strains displayed lower levels of resistance. The data were evaluated according to the tolerance index, as you can see, where the first one is the diameter of microbial colony growth in the presence of metal, and the next one is the diameter of microbial colony growth in the absence of the metal.
Because Pseudomonas fusida 1b demonstrates strong tolerance to both salt and sucrose stress, and Pseudomonas fulva 3a is the most resistant strain against heavy metal exposure, they were used for the following experiments. Pseudomonas fusida 1b for salinization and drought stress imitation, and Pseudomonas fulva 3a for heavy metal pollution imitation.
Okay. Now let's look at the results of the experiment. Here the table is not visible. Sorry. Anyways, we tested many combinations. As you can see here, we have 6 variants of the experiment when we had to use the cadmium and microorganisms. As you can see in the table, when microorganisms was added, even with 0.5 milligram per kilogram of cadmium, shoot and root length remained relatively higher compared to the samples that were not treated with bacteria. And especially in the one experiment with microorganisms and cadmium 0.5 milligram per kilogram, shoot length was 22.27 centimeters, which is close to the control group that where no heavy metals and no microorganisms were used. On the other hand, the group exposed to 5 milligram per kilogram of cadmium without microorganisms showed the lowest growth in all aspects: roots, shoots, length, and shoot and root mass. And treatment of plant seed with antibacterial strains enhances plant resistance to heavy metal stresses. This is likely due to microorganisms' ability to synthesize phytohormones and the enzyme 1-aminocyclopropane 1-carboxylic acid deaminase, as well as to improve the mineral nutrition of the plants. Next, you can see the graph that shows the concentration of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A and B are important indicators of plant health and photosynthetic capacity. In our experience, a decrease in total chlorophyll was observed under cadmium stress in both untreated and bacteria-treated plants. For instance, at the cadmium concentration of 5 milligrams per kilogram, the chlorophyll content in untreated plants decreased by 30.2%. Green bars represent the group without microorganisms, and blue bars are with microorganisms. In all conditions, the presence of microorganisms led to higher chlorophyll levels. Notably, even under 5 milligram per kilogram cadmium stress, chlorophyll A remained higher when microorganisms was applied. And the next graph shows the proline concentration, which is a stress-related amino acid that is produced by plant when it's facing the stress conditions. Proline is a key stress indicator, In the experiments conducted, the presence of cadmium in the soil led to an increase of this proline in the shoots of both untreated and bacteria-treated plants. Without cadmium, proline levels are low in both groups, but under 5 mg per kilogram cadmium stress, the group without microorganism had an extremely high proline concentration, indicating strong stress response. However, microorganisms treatment, proline level treatment decreases the proline level, suggesting the plants experience less stress. This confirms that microorganisms not only improve growth and chlorophyll levels, but also reduces biochemical stress markers like proline in the plants.
This slide shows the results of the drought stress experiment. Water deficiency is one of the most common stress factors for plants, not only in arid and semi-arid regions, but also in countries with temperate climates. A lack of water affects biochemical and physiological processes, suppresses growth, and reduces the yield of agricultural crops. According to several studies, pre-treatment of plants with certain types of microorganisms can enhance their drought tolerance. Drought stress significantly reduces root length, shoot length, and decrease the dry mass of roots and shoots compared to the control. In inoculation with soil, bacteria noticeably improve the growth and biomass of berry plants compared to non-inoculated ones. Root length, shoot length, and dry biomass weight were significantly increased by 20.3%, 20.9%, and 60% respectively compared to the untreated group. On the left, you can see the plant treated with microorganisms but no watering. On the right is the plant with no treatment and no watering. As you can see, the inoculated plant grew much better. This suggests that microbial treatment helps plants grow even under drought conditions. This graph compares the concentration of chlorophyll A and B. Plants treated with microorganisms had higher chlorophyll levels in both watered and non-watered conditions. This means their photosynthetic capacity was better maintained. Overall, microorganisms helped stabilize the plant's physiological condition under stress. Finally, this chart shows proline concentration. As shown here, plants without microorganisms had higher proline levels, especially under drought. In contrast, plants treated with microorganisms had lower proline, indicating they experienced less stress. This again confirms the stress-relieving effect of microbial treatment.
It is well known that under excessive soil salinity, seed germination and plant growth are often significantly reduced. In our study, plant salt tolerance was assessed by germinating seed in soil solutions of varying concentrations. The negative effects of salts on plants are complex and include two main components, osmotic and toxic. So the osmotic one is the effect that is expressed through reduced water uptake and adverse changes in the water-salt balance within cells and the tissues of the plant. Salinity causes a sharp decrease in soil water potential, making water uptake by plants significantly more difficult. Under salt stress, barley seeds that had undergone microbial treatment demonstrated significantly higher germination rates as well as improved growth and development compared to the control group. As a result, the germination rate of treated barley seeds exceeded that of the control by 32%. This table shows the impact of salinity stress on plant growth and how microbial treatment using Pseudomonas purusida helped alleviate the negative effects. As you can see, under 3 grams per kilogram, as you can see, under 3 grams per kilogram and 6 grams per kilogram of salt concentrations, plants treated with microorganisms showed higher shoot and root mass compared to the untreated control. For example, the ones that were under 6 gram per kilogram of salt stress, the shoot mass with microbial treatment was 3.62 grams, while the untreated control was only 2.78 grams. Similarly, shoot and root lengths were also longer in the treated group, indicating improved tolerance to salt stress. Compared to the no-salt group, growth was still reduced, but the microbial treatment clearly managed the damage. These photos offer a visual confirmation of our data. On the left, you can see the plants that grew under 6 grams per kilogram with Pseudomonas persida 1b treatment. In the middle, plants are under the same salt stress but without any microbial support. And the third one on the right is a control group without salt or microorganisms used. The plants treated with Pseudomonas persida looks much better, greener and denser than the untreated ones. Even though both are experienced the same stress conditions. This clearly shows us that microbial seed priming plays a key role in improving plant resilience and reducing the harmful effect of high salinity. Here we see the chlorophyll content as usually in 3 different treatments. Under salt stress, without microbial help, chlorophyll levels drop significantly, especially chlorophyll B, as you can see. However, when the plants were treated with Pseudomonas persida 1b, chlorophyll levels were much higher, almost close to the no-stress control group. This means that the treated plants were able to maintain their photosynthetic activity, which is essential for plant growth under stressful conditions. Here is the concentration of proline in this experiment. As shown in the graph, plants under salt stress without microbial treatment had the highest proline levels, indicating severe stress. Interestingly, the Pseudomonas persida treated group proline levels were much lower, closer to the control group without salt. This suggests that the bacteria help reduce stress in the plants, allowing them to function more normally despite their salinity. In short, the microorganisms not only improve the growth,
You have 1 minute.
not only growth but also help stabilize internal physiological responses.
This slide summarizes the key experimental results on the effects of bacterial treatment under abiotic stress conditions. 2 strains of endophytic bacteria were selected based on screening: Pseudomonas persida 1b and Pseudomonas fulva 3a. The improved stress tolerance is attributed to both the direction interaction between the plant and bacterial cells and the action of bacterial metabolotes. Additionally, treated plants maintained better photosynthetic performance under abiotic stress, as shown by increased chlorophyll content. The levels of chlorophyll A rose by 13.6% and chlorophyll B by 25%, indicating enhanced photosynthetic capacity and overall resilience of the plants. These findings highlight the potential of Pseudomonas persida 1b and fulva 3a as effective biological agents to promote plant growth and tolerance under challenging environmental conditions. Through this study, we've seen how heavy metal contamination in industrial regions of Kazakhstan and Korea affects both soil and agriculture sustainability. Thank you for listening.
심사위원님들 혹시 질문 있으시면 하나. Okay. Are you or any one of you science or agriculture science major?
I wanted to major in biology when I was in high school, so I had some experience in working in experimental field and in the lab. So yeah, I was the one who made the experiments.
Okay, I understand. I'm asking because I wonder whether the so-called lab experiment you're mentioning were performed by yourself.
So the experiments were performed by me in in Al-Farabi University. So I had an opportunity to work with the professors of Al-Farabi University, and I've made this experiments.
Okay. Oh, all right.
So yeah, the photos were taken by me, the plants were grown up by me.
Okay. So the only lab findings. Have you put the result actually in actual practice of raising crops
So
and plants in the field?
we did this only in the laboratory, but not in the
Not in the
aquarium.
actual
Yeah.
field.
Mm.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Otegenoba and Youngun Moon from Team Blue and Green. Today, we will be talking about problems of agriculture in Kazakhstan and solutions for development. First, we will talk about the general state of agriculture in Kazakhstan. Then, we will tell you about the problems of agriculture in Kazakhstan. After that, we will share you the results of a survey we conducted. Next, we will present our solutions for Kazakhstan's agricultural problems. And finally, we will discuss the expected benefits of our solutions. Let's start with general state of agriculture in Kazakhstan. Agriculture is more than just growing crops. It's a basis for food security, rural development, and national stability. Kazakhstan, a country with huge land and deep farming traditions, is one of the largest agriculture countries in Central Asia. The country is especially famous for its crop production, including wheat, barley, corn, and potatoes, and it's recognized as one of the world's top wheat exporters. Agriculture plays a strategic role in Kazakhstan's national economy. It not only contributes significantly to export revenues, but also benefits from rich soil, vast farmlands, and strong farming traditions. However, despite these strengths, Kazakhstan's agriculture faces serious challenges. As a result, agricultural productivity remains low, and the sector has yet to reach its full potential. Faced with these challenges in Kazakhstan, we began our journey with a simple but essential question. How can we contribute climate crisis in Kazakhstan? This question, rooted in our shared interest in agriculture and sustainability, guided us to explore Kazakhstan's agriculture sector, a vital part of the economy, yet vulnerable to environmental and structural problems. Despite the 4-hour time difference and the long distance of over 4,200 kilometers between Korea and Kazakhstan, we started our project on a positive note. We quickly chose our topic without hesitation: problems of agriculture in Kazakhstan and solutions for development. Whenever we found useful sources or informative articles, we encouraged and praised each other, keeping our motivation high throughout the process. Coming from different backgrounds and perspectives, we worked closely through regular online meetings using Zoom and KakaoTalk. We actively exchanged ideas, shared resources, and giving constructive feedback. Having understood the general state of agriculture, now let's explore the key problems that challenge the sector in more detail. We can be broadly divided into 3 main sectors. First one is climate change, lack of modern technology and skilled personnel, and financial and infrastructural limitations. The first biggest problem facing agriculture in Kazakhstan today is climate change. And it's not just a distant future concern. We're already seeing effects right now. In the past few years, rainfall has significantly decreased and droughts are happening more often. This makes it really hard for farmers to get enough water for their crops. Many people still rely on traditional farming methods and natural rainfall, so changes in weather patterns severely impact their harvests. Another major issue is that the glaciers in the Tian Shan Mountains, which supply water to a large part of the country and even neighboring regions, are melting. As these glaciers shrink because of rising temperatures, there's less fresh water available, especially during the hot summer months when it's needed the most. And we can talk about climate change in Kazakhstan without mentioning Aral Sea. It's used to be on one of the world's largest lakes, but since the 1960s, it has shrunk by about 19%. This happened not only because of climate change, but also because of poor water management and excessive irrigation. Climate change is also messing with planting and harvesting season, making it harder for farmers to plant. Pests and plant diseases are spreading more easily too, and extreme weather events like sudden frost and hailstorms are becoming more common. All of this adds up to a really serious challenge. Crop yields are going down, and the long-term threat to Kazakhstan food security is growing. Unless we start seriously investing in solutions like modern irrigation system, drought-resistant crops, and better water management, the situation could get much worse in the coming years. The second major issue is the lack of technology and skilled personnel in Kazakhstan agriculture. Although some large farms have started using smart farming tools such as agricultural drones or automation, most small and medium-sized farms just can't afford them. For example, one modern agricultural drones for crop monitoring and spraying can cost over 6 million tenge, which is far beyond the budget of an average farmer. As a result, traditional and inefficient methods are still widely used, which leads to lower efficiency and poor productivity. But this is not just about the technology, it's also about the people. There is a big shortage of specialists like agronomists and machinery operators. According to recent reports, over 60,000 workers are currently needed in the agriculture sector. The average age of current professionals keep getting higher, while fewer young people are choosing agriculture as a career. A lot of young people move to cities because they don't see good opportunities in rural areas. And even those who graduate from agriculture universities often end up working in other fields. Only about 55% of them actually working in agricultural after graduation. So overall, the lack of both technology and trained workers is holding back the growth of the agriculture sector. Solving this problem is key if Kazakhstan wants to develop sustainable and efficient farming in the future.
The last important challenge is lack of subsidies and infrastructure limitations. In theory, a lot of money has been allocated to support agriculture from the government. But in reality, the allocated funds have not always been used very or efficiently, largely due to corruption in the subsidy system. Over the past 5 years, the government allocated more than 2 trillion tenge to support the agricultural sector. But during the same period, 916 crimes related to agricultural subsidy were registered, and around 450 people were prosecuted. This shows how mismanagement and corruption can block real development in agriculture and hurt farmers who genuinely need support. These funds could have been invested in infrastructure development or agricultural modernization, but instead were wasted or appropriated by unscrupulous individuals. Another major obstacle is poor infrastructure and low digital literacy. Many rural areas still have unstable internet, which makes it difficult to use modern farming tools that rely on digital technology, like smart sensors or online management platforms. Even when the technology is available, there is often a lack of trained personnel who can actually use it. In the end, climate change, outdated technology, labor shortages, financial mismanagement, corruption, poor infrastructure, and a lack of digital skills all continue to hold back Kazakhstan's agricultural sector from reaching its full potential. To better understand the real challenges farmers face in Kazakhstan, we conducted a survey like this. We collected responses through Instagram and personal connections, like on the screen. And as you can see on the screen, our survey consisted of 10 main questions and 3 follow-up questions. We received answers from 11 farmers in Kazakhstan. Now, let me share some of the most important questions and their responses. When we asked what was the most difficult part of farming, and the most common answer was a lack of technology. For the question of what are some of the most common issues you face when farming, and the most respondents answer are labor shortages. Then in responses to what technology or services do you think could improve agriculture, and the most frequent answer was simply technology. When we asked, would you like to introduce smart or automated technology in agriculture, and 90.9% of participants answered yes. 90.9%. For those who answered no, we follow up with why not, and the most common reason was high cost. Lastly, in responses to have you ever received support from the state in the field of agriculture, and 63.6% answered no. These results clearly show that while farmers are open to smart farming technologies, cost and lack of support remain major barriers. Now, I would like to introduce our solution for Kazakhstan agriculture. I think most of you are familiar with Netflix. It's one of the most popular subscription-based OTT platforms in the world. Users pay a fixed monthly fee and in return get unlimited access to a wide variety of content, including movies, TV series, documentaries, and even original productions that are only available on Netflix. The biggest advantage of this system is that users can watch unlimited content for one affordable monthly price. It's popular because it's convenient, cost-effective, and offers freedom to explore various genres anytime and everywhere. The smart farming service model that we propose is also based on a similar concept. In Kazakhstan, many farmers struggle to afford expensive high-tech machines like drones, which limits access to smart farming. To address this, we propose a collaboration between the government and agricultural technology companies to offer smart farming services on a monthly subscription basis. Through a subscription-based model, the government can provide consistent subsidy to these companies, making the service more stable and accessible for farmers while also reducing the risk of corruption or misuse often associated with subsidy distribution. During our project, we found an agricultural drone company called Skyworker in Kazakhstan. This company provides advanced technology such as drone sprayers and spreading systems for fertilizer and seed, or tailored for use in the agricultural field. This technology can significantly improve precision farming and overall productivity. What's more, Skywalker also offers farmers the opportunity to practice using these drones through their drones education system. This means farmers not only gain access to modern equipment, but also receive hands-on training for 3 to 4 days, which helps them adopt this new technology more effectively and confidently. The service will be offered in 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months plans. Farmers who choose longer plans can get discount, 10% for 3 months and 15% 6 months, which makes it more affordable in the long term. This model is expected to bring 3 important major effects. First, from the farmer's perspective, it will reduce high upfront cost, making it easier to adopt smart farming and improve crop management. Moreover, the drone education system also provides valuable skills, helping them use the technology effectively. Second, for companies, it ensures a stable revenue, while the government can efficiently support the expansion of agricultural innovation and the development of sustainable farming system. Also, through a subscription-based system, the government can provide consistent subsidy to companies, making the service more stable and accessible for farmers, while avoiding the common problem of corruption and inefficient in subsidy system. Lastly, and crucially for the environment, this is promoting sustainable agriculture by enabling the widespread adoption of precision farming technologies like drones. They can achieve more efficient use of water and fertilizers. This will directly lead to reduced wastewater and save water. Furthermore, the subscription-based system is not only addressing short-term financial burdens, it also creates a long-term framework for sustainable agriculture. By optimizing resources use, minimizing environment impact through efficient farming practice, supporting rural communities, and fostering transparent partnership between companies and government. This model significantly contributes to the realization of ESG values. In conclusion, agriculture in Kazakhstan is facing serious challenges, from climate change to outdated technologies, labor shortages, and structural problems. But through innovation, collaboration, and smart solutions like the subscription-based smart farming system, we believe that sustainable agricultural development is possible. We hope the solution that we propose today will help support not only the farmers of today, but also future generations. This is our reference list based on the sources we used throughout our presentation. Thank you for your attention. We are Jung-moon and Otegenoba Marina from Peru and Green Team. Thank you.
If we ask question in Korean, you have to answer in English. 네, 혹시 심사위원님들 아니면 여기 학생들도 you can ask question.
한국말로 질문할게요. 지금 그 발표 자료에 기술 구독이라는 개념 고안을 하셨는데 이게 어딘가에서 참조를 해서 고안을 하신 거예요? 아니면 여러분들이 직접 만들어낸 개념인 거예요?
Honestly, we made this solution by ourselves, based on the Netflix. So it was our idea. Is there any questions?
제가 충분해보죠.
네.
그 아까 설문조사를 하셨잖아요. 그 아까 우리가 결과를 봤는데 그 설문조사를 어떤 목적으로 하셨어요? 그리고 그 기후위기와 어떤 관련이 있어요?
We wanted to know the specific problem in agriculture in the country of Kazakhstan. Then, during the research for presentation, we know some climate change is very important problem in Kazakhstan. So we want to know more specific information through the Kazakhstan farmers. So we conduct a survey through the Instagram and the personal connections. And through the survey, we know about the perspective of Kazakhstan farmers. So after survey, we a little bit surprised that the Kazakhstan farmers' answer is a little bit unexpected because it's a little bit different with our thinking. So, and perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
팀 바로 하는 게
Okay.
네.
Next.
팀 준비해 주시고요. 예, 세 번째 팀은 이해보전 그리고 아셈볼 팀입니다. 파일은 혹시 여기 심어 놓으셨나요?
네, 있습니다.
파일 혹시 어디다가 넣으셨어요? 거기다 넣으셨어요? PDF로 좀 발표할 거예요?
네.
Okay. 네.
Hello everyone, we're team YF80. Hello everyone, my name is Ho Jong from Korea. My major is international relations.
My name is Asimber from Kazakhstan. I'm from philology. From now on, we start our presentation. Our project title, Empowering Youth for Climate Solution, Korea, Kazakhstan, is ASG, Collaboration in Action. Before we start, I would like to introduce what is the table of contents of our presentation. This is our table of contents. The first one is team introduction. Our team, Young Friendship for Earth, YFE, is a youth group united by global friendship and shared concern for environment.
We aim to create innovative, sustainable, ESG solutions from fresh, real-life youth perspective. We believe environmental change begins with connection. Second, our key issue will focus on air pollution. Let's talk about why air pollution is a problem. Air pollution is not just a local issue, it's a global one. First, air pollution is a borderless problem. This means that dirty air doesn't stay in one country. Polluted air can travel far, carried by wind and weather. For example, fine dust and harmful gases from one country can move to another. We often see yellow dust at PM 2.5 coming from China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan. This polluted affect not only one country, but the whole region. So we need to work together across countries to solve this issue. Second, air pollution is also connected to climate change. In fact, they come from the same source. When we burn coal or oil-cut fossil fuels, it creates two things: greenhouse gases that warm the planet and tiny particles that pollute air. So by reducing air pollution, we are also reducing carbon emissions, which helps fight the climate crisis. In other words, solving air pollution and solving climate change to go hand in hand. Lastly, air pollution is bad for our health and economy. First, it causes about 7 early deaths every year, according to the WHO. Second, it makes people sick, so they can't work well. This means lower productivity and higher medical costs. Also, dirty air can make it harder to factories and businesses to work properly. It can slow down trade and cooperation between countries. So air pollution is not just an environmental issue, it's also a global health and economic problem. Next, current state of air pollution in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is one of the most polluted countries in Central Asia. The World Health Organization, or WHO, says that the safe level for air pollution is 5 micrograms per cubic meter, but Kazakhstan, the air pollution is 6 times higher than this. In winter, cities like Almaty or Astana often have very high levels of pollution, around 30 or 50 micrograms per cubic meter. This usually happens because people use coal for heating during the cold season. Air pollution causes serious problems. First, it leads to premature death. Every year, more than 10,000 people die earlier than they should because of air pollution. Second, there's a big economic cost. Air pollution costs Kazakhstan about $10.5 billion every year. This is about 8% of country's total income. What are the main causes? In winter, during things for heating at home and old cars create a lot of pollution. The amount of tiny particles in the air, called PM 2.5, can be up to 70 minutes higher than what the World Health Organization says is safe. Finally, air pollution affects our health and daily life. People suffer more for heart and lung disease, and children can get asthma. The winter smoke makes it hard to live normally, and healthcare costs go up because more people are sick. Now I'm going to show you a short video. I personally interviewed people in Kazakhstan to show you how much they are truly affected by air pollution, and let's watch it together.
Can I turn on the video?
Yes, due to cold air, I think it's a lot. There was even a time when I couldn't stop sneezing, and it happened 5 times in a row.
Да, иногда чувствую дискомфорт, особенно зимой. Воздух бывает тяжелым, и запах гари ощущается на улице, и после длительного пребывания на свежем воздухе может появляться першение в горле.
Yes, difficult A, I think it's a lot. Zero is
Based on the story-reality of air pollution that we have just seen, our project has set their following goals. Our first goal is change from using fossil fuel to using clean energy. This means we want to reduce carbon pollution for a long time. The second goal is to create a system where the community can actively participate and monitor things. This will help to build more public trust and make our plans more clear and more open. And our third goal is to improve public health and the quality of life for everyone. This will lead to lower cost for society and help us achieve development that can last for a long time. So we choose ASG as a way to solve this problem. First, air pollution is a very complex problem. It's not just one thing, but many things connected. We can't fix it with just one technology or one rules. The source of air pollution, like burning fossil fuels, transportation, and city heating, are all linked together. Also, what people do every day, how business work, and how rules are put into action are all connected. This is why ASG is a good way to solve it. ASG stands for environmental, social, and governance. Let's look at environmental. This part means we focus on cutting down pollution using new technology and clean energy. It helps us deal with the main causes of pollution like burning fossil fuels. Next, social. This is about changing how people act. We do this by making people aware of the problem and getting them involved. It helps people and business take small actions every day to reduce pollution. Finally, governance. This part makes sure everything is clear and transparent and that our efforts will have a positive impact for a long time. It also helps build trust and ensures that rules are followed even across different areas of countries. From now on, Ho-jung will present more details.
Yeah, and as Sam just mentioned, we believe ASG is indeed the most suitable approach. Based on this, we have designed two types of solution, one that directly tackles fine dust pollution and another that does so indirectly. So, our first solution, a direct ESG approach, involves Hyundai hydrogen vehicles. Let me explain why we consider Hyundai to be an ideal ESG partner for this project. Yeah, here are the three reasons why we consider Hyundai an ideal partner. First, Hyundai has a strong local impact. It is a top 3 car brand in Kazakhstan, widely known through many buses and taxis. This familiarity makes adapting to hydrogen vehicles very easy. Second, many people here already know how to drive Hyundai cars, maybe. Plus, Hyundai is our leader in hydrogen technology with hydrogen trucks and buses already in use. This means drivers will find hydrogen car easy to operate. Third, our approach aligns perfectly with Kazakhstan's nationally hydrogen strategy. The country aims to export 2 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030, and Hyundai's technology directly supports this national goal. Thus, we consider Hyundai the ideal company for ESG in hydrogen vehicles. And now let's begin with the environmental component of our project. For the environmental part, Kazakhstan aims to export 2 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030, powered by its best renewables. Hyundai's proven hydrogen trucks and buses are ready for Almaty. This can cut 50,000 tons of CO2 and over 90% of fine dust, directly tackling urban smog. For the social part,
First, we expect better public health. Cleaner air means fewer breathing problems and less burden on hospitals, saving Kazakhstan around 10.5 billion yearly. Second, this creates new green jobs and upgrade local skills in hydrogen production and vehicle maintenance. Finally, it will boost public engagement, daily clean transport, raise awareness, and helps everyone accept our low-carbon future. Firm governance, which is about reliability and growth. First, Kazakhstan has a strong policy foundation with laws and a 2030 hydrogen plan supporting clean air and global climate goals. Second, it involves public-private collaboration and partners with local government, investors, and transport operators for clear planning and shared best practice. Finally, this project has a scalable impact. Our Armenia model can be copied in other cities, building trust for future green investment and international teamwork. So that concludes our direct ESG initiative. Now, let's move on to the indirect ESG part, which is the CU Knowledge campaign. Beyond technology solution, we sought accessible ways for many to participate, finding CU the perfect partner. So, why CU? It reaches Kazakhstan's large youth population, being part of their daily life and even popular with celebrity like TikToker. Through our Eco-Life Knowledge app, students earn rewards for eco-friendly actions like walking or recycling, building sustainable habits. Finally, CU's digital systems track impact, and their youth-focused campaigns boost participation, making them an ideal indirect ESG partner. So, this is a CU Knowledge campaign. Before I start explaining, I would like to say sorry. I'm poor designer, so I hope you guys understand these pictures. To briefly explain the CU Knowledge system, you choose eco-friendly actions on the application, perform them and verify with a photo or location tracking. Then you can get mileage points, which you can use like cash at any CU store in Kazakhstan. Okay, let's start explaining ESG one by one. First, this section is about how daily action leads to real emission cuts from an environmental point of view. First, the problem, Kazakhstan's air pollution cannot be fixed by just big technology alone. We really need people to change their daily habits too. Second, our solution, we use the Eco-Life Mileage program to encourage people to do eco-friendly things every day. For example, walking, riding bikes, using electric vehicles, and recycling at CU stores. And here's how it works. The app tracks all these actions. This directly helps to reduce carbon pollution. Also, we will connect with a company called Shinline. As you may recall from yesterday, CU stores here in Kazakhstan are actually operated by Shinline. This means we also have a great opportunity to collaborate on business with Shinline. So we can utilize their green delivery system to make sure deliveries and cold storage are low carbon. Next, social part. First, the main problem we wanted to solve here is making sustainable living a regular and easy part of young people, their culture. Second, our solution is to use CU stores as local eco-community hubs for young people. These are places where they can easily join in green activities. And here is how we will do it. We will give rewards like Shinline products such as ice cream, snacks for eco-friendly actions, which also help local businesses. We also run fun green challenges and universities, social media missions, and create student ambassador programs. All these efforts will not only encourage green habits, but also help local economy and create jobs for young people at the same time. Lastly, government part. First, the problem for behavior change to work, we need trustworthy data, and clear management. Second, our solution will combine data from CO stores and our app directly into our ESG reports. This keeps everything transparent, and here's how we will do it. CO and Ceylon will ensure our tracking and yours are transparent. We will also monitor carbon reduction, working with local government and universities to confirm our data and follow international ESG rules for full trust. So far, we have presented 2 ESG proposals. At this point, you might all be wondering why we focus only on Korean companies and those related to Korea for this ESG initiative. Here are the reasons. We share a difficult past. Because it is not just about smart technology. It's about deep trust and strong bonds. We share a difficult past, like the forced journey of the Korean people. For decades, we've lived side by side. This long history has made Korea a closer neighbor and a true family-like partner for Kazakhstan. So facing big global challenges like climate change together just feels right and deeply meaningful. Korea's ESG solutions are not just help from outside. There are our sharp proposal for a better sustainable future hand in hand. Now, I would like to present our project expected outcomes. We have 3 main expected outcomes from our project. First, we aim for cleaner cities. Hydrogen buses and taxis will cut smoke, and green hydrogen from Kazakhstan's wind and solar will give millions better air quality. Second, we will create local jobs and youth action. New green jobs will emerge, and young people will earn rewards for eco-friendly actions and CO stores, which will become easy community hubs. Third, we expect real impact and expansion. Clear data on pollution cuts will build trust. Our model can be used in other cities. And it will build stronger ties. It will build stronger ties among local governments, businesses, and communities. Lastly, these are some photos from the meetings we had while preparing for this project so far. We had over 15 minutes, right? Yeah. So I'm so honored to meet us and also other people. And also this is really great, memorable for me, also insightful time. So lastly, to this conclude with Asem's takeaway, and then we can wrap up.
Global Green Challenges is a joint environmental project between Kazakhstan and Korean students. It aims to find sustainable solutions to global ecological issues from various knowledge exchange, cultural dialogue, and collaborative initiative. The project empowers youth from both countries to unite for environmental protection and a greener future.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I have a question. Actually, when I was a member of the company, I developed electric hydrogen buses and truck by myself. I used to be a project leader for many years, so I'm quite familiar with that. So actually, when I was in Almaty, I saw, as you know, we saw many passenger cars, maybe gasoline cars, and we also saw several trucks. Definitely, they are not the hydrogen buses. And I also tried to find the Korean buses, but failed. Have you ever succeeded? Have you ever saw or found any Korean transit buses in Almaty?
You mean Korean transit bus in here?
Yeah, so according to your material, you mentioned that there are many transit buses in Kazakhstan.
If I couldn't see, is it minus point?
Actually, I saw only Chinese buses.
Yeah,
in Kazakhstan, Chinese buses, but our subway made by Hyundai.
Yeah, Rotem company.
Yeah. And Hyundai is a really popular car in Kazakhstan. Ambulance car to Hyundai cars.
Yes, I'm saying the bus. What about the bus?
I think now in Almaty, buses Chinese maybe, and I think it will be better if we change our buses to eco bus. For example, with electricity or sun energy maybe.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
May I ask a question? So you said we need to change our buses for the Korean ones, but as you may see, our buses, even though they're made in China, they're already made eco-friendly, so they use electricity. So what is the need to use the Korean ones if we already have the electrical buses?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, I would like to highlight our Korean and Kazakhstan's long history, but I think China is not long that much of us. I hope so. So I would like to highlight our long history and like 형제, brother, sister. So because Korea also have a lot of great companies, Hyundai, LG, SK. I know China also have great companies, but Korea have their own specific pros. They use the good quality of materials because when we use Chinese cars, we worried about their lowest price battery or lowest materials, but Korea always use the great or good quality materials, so I think it is the good pros more than China.
I have one more question then.
Can I answer your question? First time we chose Korean companies because it's a project between Korean and Kazakhstan students. And secondly, I hear that Chinese people don't like their cars. They think Chinese cars are not really good. Yeah, I hear it.
All right, Shusha, you can continue the debate.
Thank you.
All right.
So
Thank you very much.
I have one more question.
You can do it during the break. Because
Okay.
we haven't had one. Is it okay? All right, good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we resume.